2021, there was COVID. Bernadetta was going through chemo and radiotherapy. I was very ill. But then I told my group, don't look at my illness. Look at the people who are there that need these things that we have. I always source for funding, and that time there was funding to give out food. And then I thought, we can give food, but we give food for, like if you're African, you want those authentic cultural food that you can get. They sell them here. So why can't I get that plantain? Why can't I get that yam? Why can't I get sweet potatoes? You know, food that we eat from home. The beans, whatnot. Yeah. So we kind of got that, and we were giving out that. Now we do have a panel, communities police scrutiny group, where you scrutinize what they've done. I've told the black people, instead of staying there and just complaining, join this thing. I joined it, and I saw. So at times, even some of us, when we are crying, hate crime or racism, whatnot, at times they've done a mistake and they want to call that card first. So you're there as a community leader saying, no, there they did the right thing, there they did not do the right thing. You go to some of these meetings and you kind of feel you are at the menu, you are being eaten. You're not at the table because you're not even given a voice to talk. One could be you're a woman, two because could be you're disabled, could be because of your color. So you have to fight and talk. And I have all those three crowns. Yes, they see me when I have my sick disabilities there. I'm a woman. I'm black. Yes. So I feel proud. We actually went to the local authority and said, we feel we're being discriminated as black people. I'm talking of black because that's where the problem is at the moment. I don't let them talk for themselves. So I'm talking for black people because it's more likely for a black person to be stopped by the police than any other person. You can check, the data is out there. So I'm using the data out there. So there are many black people who have even PhDs, whatnot. But what do? They're either in care job or they're doing security. Why? Why should an engineer or a pilot, somebody who's been even up there, coming in this country, and that is what they can do? No. Give them jobs so that our children can. You asked me about role models. Let our children see the role models are there, but see that, oh wow, there's a pilot in the British, and he looks like me. And he looks like there's a teacher, there's a head. How many head teachers are in Peterborough who are black? So
So hello, welcome to
Conversation in the Car
with
Rachel and Tebi, and we have a special guest here too.
Bernadetta Omondi, also known as Sherry.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sherry, it's a pleasure to have you on the couch.
Yes, so excited.
Have you seen the Kenyan flag?
Everything is here. She came loaded.
It is a true representation of
they call her Mama Africa.
Africa. Yes, the pillar behind the Black African movement in Peterborough. We are really honored to have you.
Thank you for welcoming me.
So, just to give our viewers a quick intro, who is Bernadetta? Have I actually pronounced the name correctly?
You better ask me, Mom. I think the name Bernadetta is because I came from a Catholic background and I had to have so many other names which I'm not going to tell you. I was baptized as Bernadetta or Anyango, Mary, and then my name as Anyango. I was born at that time when the sun was just rising a bit. Yes. And therefore, my name is Anyango, also the Kenyan name. And Sherry, my mom decided to give me a name that she calls me up to now and baptized me, but never calls me that name. So when I came to Europe, I had to use the name that is in my passport and the names that are in, even in school, although I had those names, they never called me that because I grew up as Sherry. But I don't mind being called Bernadetta. It's a lovely name. It's a meaning blessing in Italiano, so it's a good thing. Yes.
Yeah. And what has been your journey like? What was your journey like? Because you're from Kenya, obviously.
Yeah.
Born and bred in Kenya. Yes. I was a teacher even in Kenya, and then I used to come into UK just to visit here and there. Then my brother had been here for so many years, so I came to visit my brother. So when I came to visit my brother, everywhere we're looking for teachers. We're looking for teachers. We're looking for teachers. Then I said, why not?
Why not?
So I walked in bravely into an agency that was looking for teachers here. That was in London. And yes, then they kind of asked me questions, my qualifications, everything. I told them. But then I was teaching also secondary school in Nairobi. I was born there. So the journey began. I filled the forms like a joke, just that one of tasting waters, but then it became a reality. So then I had to go back because I'd come on a visiting visa. So I went back to Kenya. I was going back anyway because I had a job there. My family was there. I just used to come, like, shopping a bit here and there and seeing my brother and seeing how London was, if you get that opportunity. So that is what I was doing. So I went back there. I thought I was just joking. Then I went back home and said, you know what? I want to go to London. Everybody thought I was joking because even in Kenya, I was so much into sports. And I told my friends, I told the fellow teachers, they said, have you filled the forms or how are you going? I said, watch me. I sent everything. And I left it. Before I knew it, they sent everything and said, could you please get your visa, everything else. You're coming in. So I came in on a work permit. Yeah, so I didn't go through. It wasn't rough for me. I came straight, and the job was there for me.
What year was that, if you don't mind us
That
asking?
was 2001, yes.
2001, wow.
Yeah. So I started in London. I taught in London.
Was it secondary or primary?
Secondary. Even in Kenya was secondary. Never did primary. I can't do primary.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Bless it to you. Yeah, I really honor the work you do. I couldn't do primary because I find I want proper interaction. No baby. I'm a person who is, So I went secondary. So that was my journey. Started in London. Then I lived in Edmonton with my brother for a bit. Cultural difference. I could not hack it because in Kenya, when I stood up there as a teacher and said hello, as soon as you're walking in, students are either sitting, depending on the school, or standing up, and then you tell them, sit down. But this one, I walk in, some are running away, and I said, oh my God, what is this? And it was... So I couldn't believe that I could be talking and another student is talking. And definitely, I had my Kenyan accent with me. I couldn't have removed it because my culture is my culture, and I wasn't going to change because of anybody. So, Mace, you speak English? Hello, I thought I was speaking English, So what do you mean, am I speaking English? Come on, guys, I'm speaking English. So it was, I thought I was struggling, and then I thought, I was okay at home. Why should I go through this? So I did 2 terms, and then I thought, no, I'm going back home.
I can't be bothered.
I can't be bothered with this. I'm going back home. But then a friend of mine invited me before I could go home, said, come to Peterborough, visit me and see me before you go and go home. So I came in Peterborough everywhere again, looking for teachers. I said, oh.
So that was after you moved. So you were in London, you moved from London, then came to Peterborough?
I came visiting before I left my job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, to visit, but I was, I'd made up my mind I was going back.
To go back home?
Yes, I'd already, put my resignation in the school, but in teaching, you just don't resign on the day like that. So then I came to Peterborough to see my friend, and then everywhere again, it was like it was calling me, going back to Kenya. So then I said, okay, let me try. This is a bit different. Peterborough was different.
Yeah.
That rushing in London, I had to go underground from Edmonton to Dagenham, those side. It was just too much a journey. Yeah, and then underground in the evening, people are packed and pushing each other. I wasn't used to such life. So I said, I came to Peterborough to say goodbye to my friend and do whatever I was going to do. I think it was in April. So everyone was teachers. Then I went to this agency. I called the agency just for fun. I said, let me make a few inquiries and also make a bit of money, go back to Kenya when the school starts in May. So I went. The agent also, they were so happy. They said, why don't you try? So they tried. I got a job in stand ground here.
No, just So just to relive your early days in London, because obviously you had just then moved from Kenya to London, the environment, the shock and everything.
Yes.
How has that shaped you now?
It kind of, I would say that as a Kenyan or as African, I don't think you can be shaken, but you have to find your way through. Yeah. I wasn't defeated, if you get what I mean. So I wouldn't say it strengthened me because I knew who I am and I knew what I wanted. So I never quit. So it was either I was going back because I thought I didn't have to be disrespected the way I was being disrespected in class and everything else. It was a complete shock to me, the way the students were behaving. But then I kind of said, let me try elsewhere. When I came to Peterborough and I got that, interview, and they told me, they supply. I didn't know what supply was then because in Kenya, you're either in class, you're employed. There's nothing that they bring another teacher when you're not there. So they said you can be going when you can come. It was like 0-hour contract. So as an agency, so I went in. It was different. I was waiting for any distraction, because I was like, why is it not happening here? And then I kind of found, wow, it's a bit different.
Environment.
I said, no, I can do this. So I kept on going. So then they asked me whether I wanted a contract. I said, I'll try this.
Was it the school or the
agency? The agent, if you're with the agency, they go through the agency. So when the agency asked me, I said, yes. And I just wanted to see how it was. It was totally different. I loved it. And then the behavior wasn't as bad as London. It's something, a child is a child. I wouldn't say that children should be perfect. They had their faults, but it was manageable. When you say stop, somebody would stop. Not that when I'm telling somebody to stop and somebody wants to jump through the window, that scared me. All the things that was for their safety more than even me, that is what scared me. Then according to them, my accent, it kind of made me feel, so I've got an accent. I thought I was speaking.
Because we are told to speak and do everything in English.
And I knew how to spell well and everything else. I could write it on there, and this is what I'm saying, And kind of later on, there were some good students who understood, but the ones who were just focusing on the accent, focused on the accent. But then I came to somewhere where I was respected, somewhere where I could talk. And then I started doing drama, which is something I really like, English drama. And my journey began. So then, because it was a contract, they gave me, each time you had to switch, you had to go through the home office again for you to get your contract for the school. So they did for me that 2 years. Then before I knew it, 5 years. Before I knew it, they were British.
I love that.
I mean, it is just off the subject. It's very strange when you're back home because we are taught to speak in English. Even when you speak vernacular, you're punished. You're punished. But then you're coming to the UK and then they're asking you to do
exactly English. You know what I need to understand?
Listening and hearing.
In Kenya, in the schools they teach in English. So I thought I was speaking English and I knew, and For sure, I was speaking English.
Yeah.
So could be that.
But I feel like you have an accent.
They made me think I was speaking in my vernacular. You know, you question yourself.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say water.
No.
Water. No. I was told to call it water.
Yeah.
Water. No.
We are Africans and we are proud of it.
And then
Yeah, I think because we are taught how to speak in vowels,
Exactly.
we pronounce it as it is.
Yes. So then, where they, I have got to when they have the P sound and the B sound, I pronounce it well. Balance.
Sherry, I remembered the first time I met you. That was 8 years ago, 9 years ago.
Okay.
Then you don't know me personally.
Yeah.
And I remember I was in this community. And your name was like a chorus to them, to everybody's lip. Sherry is coming, Sherry is doing. And why was your name like so important then is because of the kind of art you carry.
Thank you.
Yeah. So which brings me to the next question, that you wear a lot of art. You love your community, because you were talking about London, you were talking about, now I understand, now you are settled in Peterborough. In fact, we call you Mama Africa, we call you Mama Peterborough.
Thank you.
Yeah, you wear
That's that name, because I never met her, but I used to hear Mama. Mama Resta, so she would say, oh, Mama Peterborough. You don't know Sherry. You don't know Sherry.
Yeah.
Because at times you would come and fellowship when she was there, and you don't know Sherry, Mama.
Yeah. So which brings me to the next question, that how did you find your passion about community work? Because for Sherry is community. Sherry saw me in church. She was like, come. She picked a few of us. Come. She was just able to encourage us, giving us some clue about what we can do, just encouraging us. So how did you find your passion?
I really don't know, but I think you've got to do what you've got to do. I think I just love what God impacted on me, and I thank God for my life. One, when I came to Peterborough, any black person I saw,
bless you,
any black person I saw, I would go, my name is Sherry. And they call me Bernadetta. Where are you from? I'm that. I would just wonder, because during 2001, we were few, you could count the blacks around here, and I was wondering, I need also to know the people, more people that look like me, and I see how they come. Nobody gave me orientation when I came to the country. Nobody gave me orientation or tell me this is where you GP, this is what you need to do. Oh, this, when you get the black bin is for this, the green bin is for that, whatnot. And I had to learn really fast, you understand? So that made me think, these new people are coming. I said, as they are coming, I want to be that person telling them. I don't want them to be in trouble, like, oh, their bin has not been taken because they put the wrong thing in the black bin or the green bin. The hand resist small gray bins came much later. So I met this guy. I always call him because I met him, and he's Asian. If you look at him, he's Asian origin, but he's from Congo. So he's an African. So he had me, he said, when he heard I was from Kenya, we just, you're just walking, and then somebody, because I was saying hello to everybody, he had me speak to somebody who had gone to their office, who was black. And I said I was from Kenya. He said, oh, I'm from Congo. I also speak Swahili. He started speaking Swahili. But he spoke French, more French than English. He had also was learning English. So then we came kind of close, because I was kind of teaching him English, and he had a small organization. So I was the one kind of, when things come, I interpret, I translate, and things like that, and help him out. So I could write for him such things from school. So I got that as my hub, where I could go. So anything, I told him, if you want any translation, just send it to me. And then he tells me in Swahili. So that is where I now used to signpost people. By that time, it was called Peterborough Refugees Place. So I used to take them there, Parker, it's Northfield Road. So that's how it all started. And then I started knowing the people from Nigeria, people from Gambia, people from Sierra Leone, whatnot.
Nigeria.
Senegal, yeah. And then I said, hang on a minute, guys, we can have our community.
Yes, and you built a very strong community.
So I found that the Nigerians were already meeting. They had small groups already meeting. So I said, why can't we come as you know, Africans? And it wasn't easy.
I know. We are too busy.
Oh, and why is this woman telling us this?
There's something about us as Africans. The moment you even smile at someone, like, now what do you want from me?
What does she want? I just want you. So I kind of said, no, we can work together. And then, because of this place, the most refugees who are coming, I was helping them. Because I thought that is a thing. And if you can help somebody, just even help them write a sentence in English, why not? So they started coming to me. So that kind of made me feel, I need to help these people. Before I knew it, the Eastern Europeans were also coming. And then I don't know how I got myself into it. There was the Beehive Center, which is in St. Martin Street. That time that the surgery was called midfield surgery. For the Kennedys. So they had this big place, which was like a community center. So I went there. The lady was Mrs. Kennedy was so kind, and she said, we could be meeting there. And I said, wow, we can be meeting here. Wow. I used that opportunity. So I could signpost people there, whoever wanted to come. Then the Eastern Europeans came. When the Eastern Europeans came, we spoke their human language. Because I believe there's human language. You don't have to speak Swahili or the Igbo language. Or Baganda. I just want to kind of speak that. And you know what? They make really lovely cakes. So I told them, you bring cakes, I bring tea. So they started coming there. Before I knew, they're coming with their children. And then I thought, no, we all have the same needs. Why can't I get to the council? But meanwhile, I didn't know I was being spotted. So somebody from the council, I remember the lady very well, Leonie, had spotted me and said, why can't we've been having like an African ethnic minority kind of meeting. Why can't you take over? I thought, can I really take over? I said, why not? I'll take over. Bring it on. I think that was 2009.
Wow. 2009.
Yeah, when it all started. So by 2011, I was the chair of Peterborough Community Group Forum, which had 22 ethnic minorities, Bangladeshi, Pakistani, Kenyans, name them. Everybody, all the ethnic minorities, the Nigerians, and all the people you can think of. We started meeting as leaders. I told them, let your leaders come, or anybody who could come. We started meeting. We were 10, sometimes we were 12. It reached a point when now these things, word spread faster than even advertising yourself. There's a meeting we did with the council. There were over 50 people. So we used this hub to identify the needs of the people and then call the strategic organizations that could help. Mental health. Black people don't want to hear anything about mental health. I'm not mad. I didn't say you're mad.
But you could.
So what we did is I told the lady to come. The lady came because they wanted also to reach these people. And I told them, you always say, we can't reach the black people. We can't reach the Asian people. No, you can reach them if you come to them. You don't want to come to them. You want them to come to you. No, come to us. If you want us, come to us. In our comfort zone, not in those big offices, we see the light, whatnot. No, I want where I feel comfortable. So we started using this hub to invite them. And it really helped. So I really thank the Kennedys for giving us that. We never paid a penny for the years we were there. But things happened. They came into problem. I'm not going to talk of that, whatever it was. So that place had to be sold. And we had to go. And that's how the Peterborough Community Group Forum kind of did not move because we didn't have a physical place to
Yeah,
put
to
it was emails. Emails are good,
Yeah, of
or one
course.
are good, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
I would
And
want to come
COVID has brought
before
it
that.
it up.
That was even before COVID.
Oh,
I would want
bless.
to come and have tea,
Yeah.
water, and things like that. I
Yeah.
told you the Eastern Europeans brought really nice cakes and
Oh,
whatnot.
bless.
And they
I miss
also
that.
started learning English. So we were signposting them in different areas, the colleges. There's Gladcar Center there. They also teach English. So we were there to help people. So that's, and when you help somebody and you see them elsewhere, that they've actually achieved something, you feel that you've done something. Yeah. So that is what was my drive.
Yeah.
Seeing some products, I would call them products of what I was doing. Yeah. The end result of what I was doing.
Yeah.
And since then, I've not stopped. That's how my passion started.
I'm just going to ask one more thing.
Yeah.
It's more around, where I come from. My mother used to say that you're as good as your name. That's the only thing that you can carry from one place on to the other. Because obviously you've held on to this name for such a long time in a foreign land, and as a black, as a woman of color. How have you been successful at
Very
that?
strong.
My voice. I speak.
I
don't keep it here. How it is. Right. I believe in dialogue. I believe in education, and I believe in information. So when we had this hub, the strategic organization were bringing information, and we could disseminate into the community to tell them this is what is expected of you. The community had a problem, we could also take to them. And our cultural differences was not supposed to be a barrier to us. And that is what I wanted to tell them. No, you don't judge us because of the way we speak, the way we do things. No. If these people are actually told how to for example, there was a time there was drink driving. I'm not going to say the community, but there was a problem. So we took that drink driving because in some places where they come from, somebody can drive and say the car will find a way. And the car finds a way and he reaches home, that's when he gets a blackout. But in this country, no. You might be just a little bit drunk, but it's a crime. So why do you want to put yourself as a crime? And some of them are even professionals just because of a drink. So I thought, come on, guys, let the police come and talk to us about drink drive and do what. So they identified some of the communities. And because I was the chair of Black and ethnic minority, be it the Asian, the Eastern Europeans, the Africans, and the Afro-Caribbean. The people who could come, that was something we needed to target. People who are in debt because of gambling and things like that, that was something we needed to do. So I thought through that, I was connecting with those strategic organizations. So that by doing that, they needed me. They were not paying me. They needed me to reach these people. These people needed help. So I was like a bridge to do it. And I don't know where I got the time, because that's the time also I had an accident and I wasn't working at that time. So I used this voluntary work to also help me mentally and also help me in my, getting healed. So I was doing that slowly. I was building my mobility, at the same time my mental well-being, while helping these people. So it was, everybody was winning. So why I say I believe in dialogue, when 2000 and is it 60? George Floyd, was it 16?
It was during COVID.
During 2019, sorry. 2019, not 16. During COVID. Everywhere in the UK, people were protesting. We were going to protest anyway because we didn't like that use of force and everything. Everybody was protesting. So I said, okay, Peterborough, because already I started doing Black History Month. So many people knew what I was doing. So I said, okay, I'll bring in the Black people, especially the ones who come to the Black History Month and all the communities, because now I knew the leaders. I told them they came. And then there were two girls also who used internet.
Mm.
The power of internet,
Yeah,
Facebook
exactly,
and
yeah.
Snapchat, would name them all those. So they also said it, and anybody who had protests was going to come. Cathedral Square was full.
Yeah.
But then I said, no, we have to do it the right way. It's during COVID. They don't want people to meet. They want face masks or not. So we have to organize it.
Yeah.
So that I went to the council and told them, we want to protest, and we want to protest at Cathedral Square. We want you to know, and we want the police to know. We want public health to know, because it's during COVID. Whether you say no, it's going to happen anyway. So you better allow us to do it. So we had dialogue, and I thank the chief executive then, Gillian Beasley. She actually gave us that platform and said, okay, you want to do it, we'll accept it, but you have to go through different officers and the police to see how we can do it. So we met with the officers, and then we came to a conclusion, let's have a static protest.
Yeah.
And in the morning, my people were making, circles everywhere. So if you're a family who came, you had to stay in that circle. And then mask. We had to bring the mask, and we social distancing. We did it. And through that time, I was just praying, and I said, God, let it just happen. Let there be no distraction, disruptions like people fighting, whatnot. You saw what happened in Bristol. I didn't want it there. So the group that we were with, we actually spoke well and said, okay, we're going to have marshals. The police were so good. They were ready to work with us. They told us where they were. But that time, nobody wanted to see the police. Sherry was talking to the police. So most police, okay, we agreed that can be, in plain clothes. I mean, like civilians, nobody knew they were there. But they gave us their number, so I knew where they were. I'm not going to say here where they were.
Yeah, of course.
So they had our numbers, we had their numbers. But I thank God, prayer works.
Yes.
No, there was no disruption at all. After everybody spoke, I think I have those pictures. It was even in the Evening Telegraph. After everybody spoke, people left in good ways, because we were kept on telling them social distancing. Please don't do anything that will put you in trouble. The moment you leave that circle and go elsewhere, you're on your own. You're not under our organization that will say that we are responsible. And God worked it for us. So that also worked. So they started listening. So my name was not only this side of but also the organizations knew me, and they started calling me, and I was signposting them. If they wanted the Nigerian community, I know how to get Nigerian community. If they wanted now, like the Ugandan community, I knew where to get them. And Deborah and the rest, I was able to get them. There was also during that time of Ebola and things like that. Remember, there were some communities here were affected, so we had to kind of see how we could speak to the public England to help them. Mental health is real. You have somebody back home, you can't go there dying and you don't know what is happening. And I thank Peterborough City Council. When we went to them, there's a gentleman I can never forget, Javid Khan. He did it. I went through him, and through him, he connected us until we spoke with the highest people there who spoke to these families, and they were able to connect. So it works when you do things rightly, not forcefully.
I think you've done quite a few, because I remembered during the knife incidents as well.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I remember you gathered a few of us at the, I couldn't go for the program. However, I had a lot of people talk about it. You were able to educate people, educate young people, a lot of young people.
It's not about just, I'm old, but at times I have to be to their level for them to understand. Knife crime. It's happening. And if you're in places where you hear a young child has been killed, 14-year-old, why should a 10-year-old carry a knife and everything else? So I went through that one was under police crime commissioner, who actually gave us some funding. And so I did a big event. Over 2,000 people came at Cathedral Square, and I actually got some of them were victims of knife crime, and they said their own, coming in from them, their own story, how they actually had were involved in those crimes and everything else, people were saying, and the victims came. So they were hearing it from people. It actually changed different people's lives. By somebody who was just working, all of a sudden, that one stab in your chest change your life forever.
Yeah.
So they
The
can't do
people
that.
around.
Yeah. And we lost a lovely boy. We lost a lovely boy here in Peterborough.
Which was
and
so strange.
It was strange and it was sad. And these are somebody I saw growing up from a baby. And I thought, no, we have to be a voice of the people. Anti-knife crime campaign. I've done it and I'm still going to do it. Problem is funding, because for you to get if I do my event, I want to do it well. We have to have proper staging, proper sound system. You have to make it good, and also entertainment. Not, so
to create that awareness.
So we did that. So, and many others, mental health. I've worked with also. I was a chair for 4 years of Peterborough Racial Equality, and there's there are things you also have to step down and let other people do it. I'd been there for 4 years, done my bit, I've been a voice.
Is that with the council?
No. I worked for the council 2017, 2018, and 2019 as a community connector. Yes, I've worked with the council, but when I can do my teaching job, I like my teaching job mostly. So if I get such contracts, I do them when I'm doing other things. So that is what happened. So I've been the chair of Peterborough Racial Equality for that 4 years, and last year about, was it November, I actually stepped down and there's somebody else. But then that is also hate crime. Hate crime is real. I've faced hate crime. And many are coming, and from schools they normally tell me, oh, my child is being bullied because of this, they say that, homophobia and things, all those things are there, all sorts of discrimination.
When they tell you to speak English, while you are speaking English.
I'm speaking in English.
Oh, your food, all the food that you...
the food,
Miss, do you eat fufu? Yes. I eat it well with fish, and when I put it here, my tongue can separate the bones. And I speak at the same time. What do we call that? Skills.
Oh, by the way, congratulations on your award at the Central Park.
Oh, wow, yes. That's
While doing a bit of research about you, we saw that you
were
there.
Okay. Yeah, that was 2021, the Census Purple Plaque. During that time, 2021, there was COVID. Bernadetta was going through chemo and radiotherapy. I was very ill. But then I told my group, don't look at my illness. Look at the people who are there that need these things that we have. I always source for funding. And that time there was funding to give out food. And then I thought, we can give food, but we give food for, like if you're African, you'll want those authentic cultural food that you can get. They sell them here. So why can't I get that plantain? Why can't I get that yam? Why can't I get sweet potatoes? Food that we eat from home. The beans, whatnot. So we were not buying meat and stuff like that, but we tried.
Tomatoes.
No, we bought original tomatoes and cheese. We didn't buy anything cheese and put it there. Proper rice and so we kind of got that, and we were giving out that. So that time, although I wasn't going out much, my work was to order them, and once they're ordered, I could help in packing them and then allocate drivers to take them. Because during that time, the people are not coming. We had to physically drop them there. And while we dropped them there, we identified other needs. Some even domestic violence and everything else. Children who was not able to study because they were doing online study. They don't have anything. People have only one mobile or one laptop at home. So we're kind of trying to help and see how they could get something, and there were some companies who at that time who were trying to get used laptops and make. So we were able to source some of the things, digitally to give them so that they could also do the education. So during that census time, I was among the 22 people in England and Wales, not Peterborough, England and Wales. There were only 22 people who were nominated and got the award. So I was lucky to get the awards. I don't know who nominated me.
Your good ones.
Your
good ones, yeah.
Yes, so then it had to be put somewhere. So they thought that most of the buildings are listed buildings, they can't put anything. So Central Park, because already I was also part of the Central Park committee, they thought that was a good place to put it in the sanctuary there. And it's there. Yeah. And apart from that, during that time, the community leaders, some of us were also put at the train station. Many people, I saw you at the train station. You know, was I there? I saw your picture, or my pictures there. So things like that. It's good to be appreciated. But
then it also speaks volume for a woman of color. What you're basically saying is you're telling another woman of color or a young black child out there, you're telling her that, you know what, it is possible.
It is possible. Yeah. Guys, let there be no barrier that, I come from Kenya and can do this. I don't speak English. Whatever English you're speaking, you can reach the skies.
No, of course.
No. Yeah. And I always tell young people, it's hard to see, could be role models like us. We're not so many. It's not that we are not there. There are many out there, even with PhDs, whatnot, but they're not getting the jobs so that you can see them. So work hard so that you don't have to struggle. I always tell our kids, and keep out of problems, keep out of trouble so that you can achieve your best. You can do it. If we were taught underneath the tree.
And we are here today.
And there were no computers. So in fact, the time I came here, computer, everything was computer. You have to, I had to learn. If I can learn, you can do it.
You keep on pressing. I mean, you just have to keep on pressing. But that it really does speak volume. For you to have had a name, for you to have maintained that name, and for you to, to have achieved against all the odds.
It's not easy because you also get people who are negative. Like when I do hate crime, I've been a victim of hate crime. So it's up to you to think, I'm going to fear because they're saying this, or I'm going to push on and continue standing for the truth. Stand for the truth. Say it as it is. So long as you don't fear, even that policeman is a human being. I was talking about George Floyd thing, about use of force and everything else. The police were now here, we started talking to them, and we said even here in England, there's lots of use of force, and the black people are being stopped even at times for nothing, just because it could be they're black, they're being stopped. That in itself shows that some hate. So why do you stop them? They're more likely to be stopped than others. You've seen even in London there, when our black children are walking even with the white children or youths, the white ones will be left. It's all in the media. I'm talking of what I've seen. But this black young kid will quickly be held, even handicapped. So we were talking, and then I like the police because they were able to listen. Even now, we do have a panels, communities, police scrutiny group, where you scrutinize what they've done. I've told the black people, instead of staying there and just complaining, join this thing. I joined it, and I saw. So at times, even some of us, when we are crying, hate crime or racism, whatnot, at times they've done a mistake and they want to call that card first. So you're there as a community leader saying, no, there they did the right thing, there they did not do the right thing. So you're there, and that panel is, comprised of different people. Even there's white, there's Asian, there's black people. They can see, and then they say, no, there was something wrong here. This should have been done. There they did it right. So join this thing so that you see for yourself. So the police are ready to work with us. When we have Black History Month, they're trying to recruit black people, but even the young people say, oh, I don't want to be a policeman. You can be one. Be part of the change. Look here, they're giving free university, or you go to university, they pay for it. So what else? And if you're already a graduate, there's a pathway there. If you have diploma, there's a pathway, and you don't have to be the ones on the street. You could do there are lots of departments in policing. So guys,
But
I
you
don't see why
judge,
fear.
you know.
And by saying that you cannot do it, you can do it. Black History Month, we were fortunate to go for I think that was 7 sessions, about 7 months, talking about cultural awareness. They even jumped like Maasai. And I told them, I told them, when you hear us talking at night and you think we are fighting, we're not fighting.
No.
Because we were eating that food for eating that ugali. When you eat ugali, you're talking and you're kneading it properly. You're throwing it in the mouth. And you're still talking on the other side. And with passion. So we could be shouting there. We're not fighting. When our neighbors think we are fighting and calling you, there's a problem there. No. If people are just enjoying themselves. When you get a Yoruba, of course, I beg. We party hard, yes. So they were shocked to hear this. And then I said, So they're human beings. You can talk to them. And it's not all people or all police are bad. No, I can't say that. And it's not all white people that are racist or whatnot. No, some of our children or are getting married to white people and everything else. It's a small village now. Would you say your in-laws are bad? No. How did they get your daughter? How did they get your son? So these things we have to integrate. And that is what I fight for. I try to promote that inclusion. And we have to celebrate our diversity, our difference. It's our strength. The diversity is saying now brings us to the next question. Black History Month, you are so intentional about it. You celebrate it every year. So how do you think it's important for Black History Month to be celebrated? My history is important. My history is important. How? When you want me to learn about the Vikings, why don't you want to learn about the Luo? Why don't you want to learn about the Yoruba or the Igbo and whatnot? And the Ugandans. Why not? And don't only put my picture there over the people in the Western Kenya could be not, or the Eastern Kenya who are struggling because of drought and they have malaria. No, that's not what is in Black.
That is not what is in Kenya.
No, Kenya is beautiful.
It is,
we have lots of good things. So why don't you come and learn Jumbo? Bit of planning here. And it's always so interesting every year that people look forward to. So it's not about just like the last time we brought this young man from Nigerian community. With the drum, talking drum. Even me as an African, I had never heard of a talking drum. So that was something that was really beautiful. Look at when we did the African Day. That was also another initiative. And even now, I'm trying to see how we can have African Union within Peterborough. It's not easy, but we can do it. You saw the program that time. It was so good. But this year we couldn't do it because I didn't get any funding. But because one thing, we don't have a hub in Peterborough where we don't have to pay. If we had a place like what I told you in St. Martin's Street, we can actually it's not about food. Everybody can bring their food, and we can look for a DJ who is able also to just do it for us. You understand? But getting a hall is a problem. If I may ask, how do you get funding for? Because it was a lot. There was entertainment, there was food, and a lot sound like you said, all that. You have to just to kind of try and source the funding out there, but it's not easy to write a funding bid. So you have to really work hard, and it's not easy. Sometimes we spend hours trying to write them and things like that when you get it. Like now, Black History Month, and there are many other organizations that have got this funding from the government through the local authority. We are giving out essentials, washing up powder, washing up liquid, and long rolls. Things like sanitary towels. We also give nappies for children and things like that. So if people are struggling, why not? The funding is there. So I try to give it out there. I've got a group of people, and my group is so good. I love them because they push me. get funding, then we'll do it. And they actually do it.
Nice.
Because at times my mobility is not very good. But my mouth doesn't stop. My hands are tied.
So having worked with all these organizations, which one are you most proud of?
What do you mean?
Like having worked with different communities or different committees or different support groups or different initiatives, which one would you say you're most proud of?
I love them all, but I like the one, like I'm the founder of Black History Month Committee. And in fact, now we are being called Inclusion and Diversity East Anglia, because we're not only in Peterborough. That's why I tell you my weekends are really, I'm busy. So we are going everywhere. And at times you find that we have to even work with people, even in London. So we showcase what we do in Peterborough. It's all about connecting. You cannot say you're an island. So you might find like there's a time some people saw what I was doing in Peterborough here and called me in Cheltenham. They wanted to do such a thing. And so it's about helping each other. Yeah. So you find that when they started doing that, you also want to go and see what they're doing. So we actually did Black History Month also in Finland. I was a teacher in Thomas Clarkson, which is in Wisbech. And Thomas Clarkson, what did he do? He helped in abolition of slavery. So I had even to tell some of the students there that, you know what? We're talking about Black history. And the son of Finland really helped out to wipe out slavery. So things like that. So it's about learning from each other. We're all teachers and learners at the same time. Because I learn a lot from people, and they learn also from me. There's nobody who's an island, and at the same time, that information goes out. When I learn from you, you learn from me. So you're a teacher that time, I'm a student that time, and I'm also a teacher at times, and we all learn from each other.
So what are the few challenges? Because definitely there'll be. I was talking about fun.
Leave the funds. Leave the funds. It's when you go to some of these meetings and you kind of feel you are at the menu. You are being eaten. You're not at the table because you're not even given a voice to talk. One could be you're a woman. Two, because could be you're disabled. Could be because of your color. So you have to fight and talk. And I have all those 3 crowns. Yes, of course. They see me when I have my sick disabilities there. I'm a woman. I'm Black. Yes. So I feel proud. So I go to let them talk. I tell them, you know what? I've got to talk because I've got the points. I also have the points. So can you please listen to me? That's a very good point. Yes. Why didn't you not give me time that time? Everybody was talking. I haven't given time. So through that, they've seen that we can work. And now that's what I remember. I invited you to the Black Leaders meeting, because after that, as I told you, I believe in dialogue. We actually went to the local authority and said, we feel we're being discriminated as Black people. I'm talking of Black because that's where the problem is at the moment. I don't let them talk for themselves. So I'm talking for Black people because it's more likely for a Black person to be stopped by the police than any other person. You can check, the data is out there. So I'm using the data out there. So there are many Black people who have even PhDs, whatnot. But what do? They're either in care job or they're doing security. Why? Why should an engineer or a pilot, somebody who's been even up there, come in this country and that is what they can do? No. Give them jobs so that our children can. You asked me about role models. Let our children see the role models are there. See that, oh wow, there's a pilot in the British airline.
And he looks like me.
And he looks like there's a teacher. There's a head. How many head teachers are in Peterborough who are Black? So when our children start seeing this, they can do that. Why are our children? I'll say youth as a whole. Most youth they graduate and they go elsewhere. We need to get more jobs here for our youth to stay. Why should people be working in London and coming through the train every evening, yet their jobs here? So those are the things I kind of say. So when we have such challenges, that's why we have the Black Leaders meeting. We said the 3 themes where we think there's discrimination, where we said in education, even during admissions, we felt that our children really don't get what they need to get because of the color of the skin. We said it, whether it is 100% true, but we said it, and I stood there and I said it also. In education, we said in recruitment, getting jobs, we said also in health. There are so many health inequalities, even in maternity. If you get the check, data, everything is online there. The percentages, when they give percentages of how black women who die at birth, giving birth because of certain negligence and whatnot. So we are trying to work with all these groups to try and see how we can eliminate that. It's not a one-day process. There's some long-term stuff that's gonna happen, but if you don't say that,
and we keep saying it,
if you don't say them, nobody will know. But now people are listening. People are listening. And there are some organizations that have said now, when people apply jobs, they don't put their names. If you put my name there, Bernadetta and you find them out. My second name could be have all the alphabets.
They'll know where you come from.
No. So, but if I come, my name is Bernadetta Davis.
Bernadetta Bard.
I'm called for the interview, but when you go there, they'll be waiting for this. You're there, they're still looking, they're waiting.
Have I gotten something wrong?
No, the worst. I don't want to say certain things. There are certain people in the meeting where we had that say they went for an interview and they were still waiting for the person to come because they had an English surname. So when they asked, I've been here for long. When am I being seen? My interview was at this time. That we're still waiting for one person. What's your name? My name is so. That is the person they were waiting for.
Not you.
Hello.
Exactly.
So then we said, what have I said? I said we said the themes on recruitment, education, health inequalities, and we said use of force by the police. But I thank them because at times, if you don't speak, nobody will listen. But the groups that we are talking to, I thank the council because they've actually connected us to even the health and whatnot. They come into these meetings and we're having dialogue. And they're seeing where they can improve and where we can also improve because we are also as bad as it comes. I didn't say that.
We are all working
progress. So I believe with dialogue, we can all learn from each other. That's what I'm saying. So we give each other a chance. We cannot eradicate certain things. Remember what Martin Luther King said, I have a dream. When one day the children will be playing together, both white and... Are they not playing now?
Of course.
They're playing now. So this is a process. One time, all these things will go and you'll find everybody, senior managers to be black people. Oh, I'm not saying... I'm not politically that way, but don't we have a conservative black lady there? If she becomes a prime minister, we had Obama in America. So I'm not saying that I support the party. I'm not non-political, but I'm just giving an example. Why? Put yourself there first rather than sitting there and feeling sorry for yourself and then you start blaming people.
That's true.
Yeah, you speak so much with passion when you're talking. What are your visions, concerning your community, this your beautiful community? Because all you've been talking about since Peterborough.
I love Peterborough. I love Peterborough.
No chance of going back to London.
London for what?
London is when
I'm answering on your behalf now.
London for what? London when Posh are playing. Sorry. Or when Arsenal football. Or when I'm seeing my family. But London is so expensive for me. I can't afford a house there. Peterborough, we can still afford to even buy houses if you have the money there.
Yeah.
The rent in Peterborough is so different with that.
Mm.
And me, that buzzing in
Yeah.
London, I can't.
You can't.
I
deal
can't.
with it.
I'm gonna just drive in Peterborough.
It's so
When
sweet and peaceful.
I drove in London once, I thought I was in part of Kenya where they can even overtake you on the left hand side. I think, am I in London? No. I was scared. I was like this. You could think I was a learner. So no. Yeah. So my vision is just to see people work together, and not only we are quite not only work together like with the white people. No, I want human being. If you know you're a human being, let's work together, because even within the Black community, there are some who feel they're superior than others. You find, I'm not African, I come from Caribbean, or I'm not Caribbean, I come from Africa. It doesn't matter. Hello, I only see the melanin in you, so I see you as Black. I don't care where you come. Let's work together, whether you're coming from Niger and you're coming from Uganda, or whatnot. Let's work together. It's not about showing off and being buga. Is it buga? Let's work together. That's what I want. I want us to celebrate ourselves. How can we celebrate ourselves? You celebrate yourself by identifying that I'm a Kenyan. Hello.
Yes, so I'm got a flag here. Yes, so
I'm a Kenyan, and that accent, I can't get rid of it because that's my identity. Be proud of your identity. That's my vision. And if we can stop also what we are doing, because at times I see the Evening Telegraph, you see a Black person there, the next thing, deport them. They're into lots of crime and things like that. Hello, we need a proper name as Black people too. So avoid those if you can. And it's about working together. And I believe if there's revival, where we believe in God and we know. I'm sorry if you don't believe in anything, but whatever you believe in, I believe in God, and I'm so proud of my God.
And this is a platform as well.
Yes,
that's purely based on faith as well.
So my faith has kept me going in so many things. I wouldn't be alive today. I told you I had breast cancer. I'm still going under treatment of many other things, cancer related. But will I give up? No, I cannot give up. It's my faith that keeps me going. I love my God. My God is a good God. Yes, He's made me who I am, made me to have that strength to speak, even when I've had my chemo. Black History Month is good. We're going to have the event. Nobody tells me that there's no event that you're in the hospital. No. And if you have the power to command things, command it, and it shall happen. So I do pray most of the time, and just ask God, just give me that strength. As I'm going to this meeting, giving me strength. As I was driving here, I was just telling God, give me the words to say, because I didn't prepare anything.
And we speak healing over your life.
Amen. I am healed. That is the doctor's report.
One day so they will not see again.
They will not see again. We serve a mighty King, and we serve a good God.
Closing remarks on Kenya, because obviously you're from Kenya, born and bred, proud. What's your favorite Kenyan dish?
Ugali and omena and sukuma wiki. You know the small things, small fish that you look at you.
There is a name we call it.
What do you call
we call it Tejuma Lejo. It means that you are in the plate and you are looking at the guest as if Tejuma Lejo. That's what we call it in our side.
I think first we call it mokene.
Don't be that one. If you give me that, and it's fried with ugali, and then sukuma wiki on that side, or osuga. I don't know if you know suga. You know that bitter one. It's not bitter leaf, but it's bitter also. You put a bit of cream in it and morinya luo, ghee. You put ghee in it and then you scoop.
I love that. Mama Kenya.
So one thing that you miss about Kenya?
I miss everything. I miss the sunshine. I've been here over 20 20, yeah, I've been here over 23 years, but I still miss Kenya's, weather. Although now with global warming, I hear there also at times it's so cold and everything, but it cannot be as cold as here. I miss that, culture where you feel that I'm among my people. When just speaking the language.
Community, the language.
Yeah, just when you hear,
like no one is annoyed when they're walking on the street.
For no reason.
Look here, when I know even in Kenya now people are busy walking and whatnot, but when you're there, like when you go to the village, you feel even the air you breathe talks to you. The wind dances to you. What else would I want? I'll go there and pluck a mango. And if I eat the mango, the juice will be going. If I take guava on this side, guava, we call it mapera. I'll be eating it. My mama likes groundnuts. She even used to plant, bless her soul, she can't now do anything. Yeah, but whenever she got some groundnuts in the farm, she wants to bring her whole sack to me in UK. She doesn't know there's weight. So when I go home, they fry or even you cook with it. That's what I live for Bagandas, but we also fry it. Yes.
Oh, and your favorite sport in Peterborough?
My sport? I used to play basketball.
No, that's your like place.
Oh, place. Yeah. Place in Peterborough, of course, where I live.
You're a partner.
Yeah, why I say that? Because I've been there over 20 years and I've made an impact. When you go, make a difference. Don't go and sit there that I'm black. I don't know about that black. Me, I'm not black. And I go there, I speak that English with that accent now. So I joined I joined the residential, organization there. And then I appointed myself to help the youth there. So I started helping the youth, and before you know it, we were actually going places. The council actually sponsored the youth there, because when I went to there, they said, "Oh, don't go to Panwell. It's a rough area. Wait, they'll see me."
I think
it's a cool place.
Your story is more of a perfect example of what every immigrant should do.
Make a difference.
Yeah, when you're in a place, when you leave your home country and you enter into a foreign land, own it. Try as much as you can to be part of it. But then we are here. We want to put one foot here, then the other foot back home. We are basically.
I was managing my time. Teaching is not easy, so at times you have to just release that energy and that stress of teaching. So what did I do? I was helping out the youth there because people were idle. There was a small park there in every estate. I think there's a park. So there was a basketball court there. I used to play basketball, but already after I got my injury, I couldn't play, but my mouth plays. I got the basketball there. The kids could play basketball. On the other side, they could play football. So just managing them. So then we invited the police. The police started playing with them. And I thank God, God works in miracles. Kingsgate then came.
Oh, yeah.
So I was working with the youth leader then. I've forgotten his name because I didn't think I was going to talk about him. So he actually, on Fridays, there was the youth club there. So after we've done something here, I used to direct them there, and I asked the parents, could they go there? They went there and found the activities were even much better there, and those ones also came and started playing with them at the park when the weather was good. So that kind of just changed that community. It's about linking with people.
Exactly.
Don't fear. It doesn't matter. Everybody has got a skill. Use your skill. The first time when I came, I knocked to every neighbor and took African curry. My name is Bernadetta. With Mandazi, Mandazi? Yeah, the puff. So I think one of my neighbors, we are now good friends today. She said, she was wondering, who is this mad woman? Food. So by then I started,
You blended.
With that accent. And we, summertime, before I became ill, we used to have good barbecues, and the neighbors could come. It's about knowing your neighbor. But if it is work, you're going for pound.
Yeah, you suffer.
Yeah, you're going for pound. You come home stress, and then stress lands on your children. Nobody to talk to.
Yeah.
You whatever your stress on your kids or on your husband or your wife. No, go out there. Release. And I think the one thing I wanted to tell you is the organization. How are you, Peterborough? I'm part of it. That digital. You asked me about the digital. Yeah. How are you, Peterborough? It's about you. Yeah, we want to talk about you. We want to talk about you. And when we're talking about you, we're talking about your mental well-being or your well-being as a whole. How will you get your well-being? You'll get your well-being by getting into activities, even if it is just walk. I used to do the walk in Central Park. People are just chatting. And through that, I also had some other people's needs, housing needs, other needs came out, and I connected them. So that is it. Somebody just builds that trust and starts talking about you. To you about the things they're going through, and then you say, okay, there are services out there. Why don't you try this? Oh, no. You are reassure them. And most of them are accessing those services. So you've helped somebody there. And also at times it's just about people with faith. They want you to pray with them. So you keep on praying, and before you know it, God heals everybody, or God gives them answers to their problems. And that's something also. So it's about your mental well-being or your well-being, sporting. It can be Tai Chi, it could be yoga. So we signpost people to those because we know where those things are. So which can help them. Before I finish, I'm Kenyan. I need to say this. It's what I believe in. My last words is here. It's your story, my story, our history. We all have a story to tell. And then in Kenya we sing Jambo. Jambo. Habari gani? Muzuri. Hakuna matata. Wageni. Wakaribisha. Kenya yetu. Hakuna matata. Kenya nchi nzuri. Hakuna matata. Nchi ya kupendeza. Hakuna matata. Conversation the couch, hakuna matata. Conversation the couch, hakuna matata. Nae kwa Tebi, hakuna matata. Nae kwa Rachel, hakuna matata. Peterborough, hakuna matata. Love you all. Thank you. Hakuna matata. Until next time, Tebi, tell us.
Yes, remember to like, share, and subscribe and click on the notification button so that the next one you'll be notified. Thank you.
Adios. Thank you, ladies. You're doing great.
Thank you.
Bye.